Hi, Internet. Have you ever wanted to sell spoons from your home? Yes, quit that awful boss and have your own job? Aren't you tired of working the 9 to 5? Well, come and join us here at Day One Spoons. Here, you can be your own boss and even recruit friends and family to help run the business. Here at Day One Spoons, we don't just sell spoons, we sell experiences. Oh yeah, Internet, I bet you heard that one before. Perhaps you've even seen some rando fuck on Instagram try and sell you on the idea of fit teas or spoons with holes in them so that way you eat less. Either that or some thick chick on Instagram is completely unqualified but for some reason is trying to sell you on the idea of $230 squat workouts. And originally this video was gonna be about those things that they're selling that is garbage, but I noticed something really interesting in the people that were selling these fit teas and strange fitness products that claim to do amazing things like get rid of your overhang belly fat or get rid of your entire extra tire. So instead, we're not going to be looking at those people. We're going to be looking at the companies that employ those people. That's right, Internet. Today, we're talking about MLMs and pyramid schemes. Now, I'd love to give the specific names of these people who are in the pyramid schemes, but most of them are being scammed and brainwashed by people that are actually really fucked up. So it's not really fair to do that to somebody. Rather, I think it's more important that we get the information out there, and I think it presents a more interesting conversation. Now, some could say that these people being scammed are called Huns, Honeys, or Karens. I say Hun because the anti-MLM Reddit is happy enough to help with a lot of the research with this. Those guys have done so much and helped a lot with making this video possible, so I'm gonna leave a link down to the subreddit below for even more information and reading. But since the people that are a part of these scams call people Huns, right, I'm only gonna be just as petty and rude about the naming conventions of the MLMs. So let's call one of the MLMs we're talking about has a name similar to Complete Stuff Successfully. And then the other one we're gonna call Gerbil Wife. Now, these serve two purposes. One, to be a funny asshole, but then on the other hand, these are some of the most petty companies I have ever seen in my entire life. And because I don't want the Vault-Tec guy to show up at my door with a cease and desist, we're gonna call them Gerbil Wife and Complete Stuff. Guys, let's talk about how petty they are, right? Like fucking Gerbil Wife rented out an entire movie theater that was airing a anti-Gerbil Wife movie just so that nobody could find out that Gerbil Wife is a scam. That's fucking crazy. So probably Karen from accounting is already in the comments telling me how I'm wrong about this and how their company that they're a part of isn't a pyramid scheme or isn't an MLM. Well, listen here, Karen. You don't know jack shit. But I guess at the end of the day, I guess for safekeeping, we'll just also say that this is like all just my opinion, man. But my opinions are corroborated on math and facts and science. You know, because I don't think essential oils can cure polio. But what are these companies like Gerbil Wife and Complete Stuff even doing? What do they sell? Well, for example, Complete Stuff sells medical saran wrap that has been shown to actually reduce weight. Now, I don't know about you, but the last time I wrapped saran wrap around my stomach, it wasn't for anything medical related, if you know what I mean. I'll be honest, I don't even know what I mean. Anyway, apparently if you do this for a couple of months, you're gonna lose weight and you're gonna look 100 times better. But for some reason, the scientist in me says that's a load of horse shit. The saran wrap only works if you think the idea spot reduction is a real thing. And just so all of you know, that's not how weight loss works. You can't just do a bunch of crunches and then you don't have a gut anymore. It doesn't work like that. Like what is with the resurgence of like using alternative medicine? Like we have hundreds of years of actually good science and medical science, right? But instead, we're gonna listen to the alchemy of some witch that lives in a mud hut. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna trust the guy with the PhD rather than the person that says they're an alchemic expert in herbs okay? They smell like onions and they don't, like their armpit hair looks like a grill brush. But let's back it up a bit. What is even a pyramid scheme for the uninitiated? Well, a pyramid scheme is one, illegal. And that being said, they're most of the time not called a pyramid these days because, again, pyramid schemes are illegal. They'll find any word in the book to get away from the idea of pyramid, right? They'll say it's a cube, it's a tree, it's a whatever, it's a house, it's... One guy even said it's pyramid, but spelled backwards. But what makes a pyramid scheme, right? Well, it all depends on where the money comes from. Like, where does the money come from? Do you get the money from selling fit tees to other people or selling it to GNC or Amazon? Or do you get the payments? Do you make money at your business by getting royalties from other people below you that also sell fit tees, but also recruit people below them? If everybody's recruiting other people to sell fit tees to each other, that might be a pyramid scheme. Do you need to recruit people to your team to become distributors so that way you can rank up and get discounts in bulk? Then it might not be a legit business. Usually, if there are complex ranking up systems, it's a whole load of baloney. It's malarkey, it's garbage, it's trying to scam you, it's trying to confuse you. Like, look at this setup for management with complete stuff, right? Okay, look at all those legs, look at all that. Hold on, let me fix how that's labeled for you, right? Let me lay this out in a way that looks practical and looks like how it would actually look like in real life. Wow, that full setup looks a lot like something I've seen before. Just saying. When was the last time you saw any of these products sold in a store? Oh wait, you haven't. Because they don't, right? MLMs work with individual distributors because they have a lot of profit to gain from gullible people. And honestly, GNC isn't going to distribute saran wrap to its customers. Obviously, nobody wants to buy the items that MLMs are selling, so the way distributors are going to recoup their losses, or think they're going to recoup their losses, is by recruiting people into the folds of the pyramid scheme. But do you really make your money back? Well, thanks to the geniuses and investigators over at Reddit, we know using actual math that complete stuff does not let you get your money back if you're recruiting people. It's all in your mind. Okay, so follow with me here on the math, right? Out of 100,000 consultants for the Complete Stuff company, 72,250 earned $612 a year using numbers from 2015. Do you know how much a Complete Stuff business package cost for the starting year? Minimum cost? $240 to about $340. By the way, that plan and all of that is the absolute minimum, right? The maximum that you could probably spend is $1,300. Now, I don't know about you, but $612 a year sounds a lot less than $1,299 a year. But you're probably sitting there going in your MLM and saying, well, this Diesel guy, you're kind of fucking wrong. You know why? Because all businesses are basically pyramid schemes. People at the bottom make less money, and the people at the top, you know, they make more money. Wow, that's not what a pyramid scheme is. Think of all the things you get when you're in a pyramid scheme. You get to buy the products at full retail price, by the way. You don't actually get to buy it in bulk. Let's see, what else? Yeah, you get no benefits. When was the last time you heard someone selling also having healthcare from oh fuck, I said the name. Now I'm gonna have to bleep that out. Guys, when you're a legit company, right, you sell items to other people. You don't go to a Wendy's and sell fries to another Wendy's. You sell it to a customer. You're not trying to recruit other people to start other Wendy's that also recruit other Wendy's to recruit more Wendy's. Caprese? Guys, like one of their items is fat fighters with carb inhibitors. You can't block a macronutrient fermenting, that's not how that works. Excuse me for being reductive with the science, but no pill can you take negate the effects of what a calorie is. You can't make it go away unless you're throwing it up. Even then, you've probably consumed some of the nutrients, so it doesn't matter anyway. Carb inhibitors, as if carbs are the only reason you're getting fat. You wanna know what a real carb inhibitor is? It's where you hire a hobo to smack bread out of your fucking hand. That would be not only cheaper, but more effective than taking these pills. In my opinion, a lot of these MLMs and pyramid schemes are blatantly anti-science. Oh, you need a detox? If only there was an organ in the human body that takes out toxins. These days, at least, I think Complete Stuff is a lot worse than Gerbil Wife. And that's only because of the products that they're selling and how ineffective I really feel they are. Now, I'd love to go and try these products myself, but unfortunately, I don't want to fund a business that sells things like medical saran wrap. I say again, that is literally the most crazy nutcase shit I've seen related to fitness in my entire life. I think the shake weight is a more effective item than medical saran wrap. So I saw this on Instagram, but it's an item called Cold Q, and it's supposed to deactivate influenza viruses. Oh, a cure for the common cold? Well, that's fucking new. Oh my god. Karen, get the essential oils. I got a headache. They also push this entrepreneur mentality, which, like, okay, if you run a business, fine, but most of the people I know that run a business are, in fact, so tired from running the business, they have no time to flex on social media about how they're working on their own schedule and they're doing it on their own. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Somebody running a restaurant isn't going around flexing that they run a restaurant. They got a restaurant to run. I'm sorry, you're not your own boss, you're a middle-aged housewife. Guys, if you are a distributor for one of these sites or one of these companies, you're not your own boss, you're being scammed. You're losing money. The math is there. It just is. The attitude on social media with this is just so awful. It's the equivalent of Eli So Cray talking about his big old wiener and then nobody cares because you're Eli So Cray. Remember BitConnect, by the way? Which honestly could be its own video. Yeah, it was a Ponzi scheme. There's an ongoing investigation by the FBI into BitConnect because of how illegal it is. Oopsies. And all we thought was that was a funny guy doing a big old yell. But you know, pyramid schemes are super common, especially in my culture since, you know, I'm Hispanic. Apparently they really like to target Latino people because of how intertwined with their culture and family they are. You know, I've had family members who have taken part of Avon and Mary Kay, and I'll tell you this right now, they just lost money. That's it. They didn't make anything. They've just stopped selling that stuff because it's just too much of a time sink and too much of a money sink. When I was a kid, right, one of my friend's mothers would actually sell, I think it was Mary Kay or Avon. Basically all of us and the kids would go to Avon parties or whatever the fuck, I don't remember. But basically we'd all sit downstairs and play Smash while all the moms sat upstairs, and one of the moms tried to sell all the other moms on the idea of selling these products that nobody wanted to sell. Even better than that, I actually know someone who dropped out of college to sell Complete Stuff. Yes, they dropped out of school, right? Now, guys, just so you all know, I have about $70,000 in debt. What an awful idea it is to do that. That's fucking horrendous for her. And I told her this, and she told me that I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh yes, I'm sure that medical saran wrap is making you oh so skinny, sweetie. Maybe it's the fact that you can't afford food. To bring this back around to the idea of influencers, what's really scary about this is how popular it's become amongst influencers, especially to sell fit teas. For example, everyone's favorite Momo-kun has done fit tea sponsorships. Now, I don't know if you guys know this about Momo-kun, but she's had a lot of surgery done to look skinnier. So, unfortunately, I don't think it was the fit tea, I think it was the surgeon. Fit teas don't work. They seem to be the most popular product that's being sold, especially from companies like Complete Stuff and Gerbil Wife. In fact, Gerbil Wife is so omnipresent that I have gone to my own gym, which is a family-run gym, and it's full of powerlifters, right? And the trainer there sells Gerbil Wife. I don't know where she got her license. The gist of it is, if you see one of these fitness influencers, right, trying to sell you on this idea, one, you should recognize that they are sucked into this mentality of the entrepreneurial mindset, right? but they don't know how to do it because they're an Instagram influencer. So you need to politely tell them how they're wrong. There's plenty of information online on the anti-MLM subreddit. It's definitely there. But if you don't believe me that MLMs are bad, I decided, hey, let's turn to the audience. Because if MLMs are so omnipresent, then there must be some stories from other people in the audience. The amount of stories I got about people suffering because of MLMs is pretty significant and actually kind of scary. And if you're not gonna believe me at the end of this, then I'm sorry, I guess you deserve the Darwin Award and losing money. My childhood best friend's mother was a specialized nurse. I don't remember exactly why. She went to a school for years, making major bank and providing a good life for her 3 kids, one with special needs. Just as my friend and I started to fall out of touch, I learned that she had quit her job and started selling homemade Jamberry nail kits. I haven't spoken to my friend in the past 7 years, but they've moved houses and stopped going on their yearly vacations to the tropics. This one's pretty fucked up. I graduated high school back in June 2018, and not even a day after we graduated, people I went to high school with were making Instagram and Facebook posts about MLMs, but most importantly, Monat. I got consistent DMs from girls I barely talked to in high school asking if I'm interested. Recently, a girl, and actually an old friend from high school, in my major got pulled into Monat and is now trying to convince everyone in the department to join the scam. A lot of my second cousins are in MLMs like Arabon and Roden and Fields, and they also make lots of Facebook posts about them. A lot of family members also take pity on them and buy the occasional product. Also, I'm in a sorority at my school, and I follow multiple girls in other organizations as well as my own. Luckily, no one from my chapter has been sucked into one, but there's a girl in another sorority that does nothing but post for It Works on her Instagram. She sent me the worst DM I've ever received from an MLM. I'm a fairly thin girl, but I have a lot of body image issues like many other girls my age that I'm trying to work through, and so I try to post pictures of myself without too much regard for what my body looks like. She sent me one of my less flattering pictures and started telling me all about her weight loss protein shakes that I could buy from her at a very special discount. Needless to say, that shit ruined my self-esteem for a solid few months, and I was once again very meticulous in my posts. Yes, you'll actually see a lot of people who work for MLMs using super underhanded tactics like just pulling pictures from your social media. There have also been posts and DMs between people in MLMs that are just super fucking rude. There's tons of them online. When you're drinking the Kool-Aid, it's hard to come out. So, you know, there you go. This one's good. Hot take from a couple weeks ago. I met a guy in my calc class and he decided to add me to his study group. We went to tutoring after class together. About halfway into it, he suddenly goes, "Hey, this is a little sudden, but I want to show you something." I'm like, "What's up?" Thinking it's a homework issue. He pulls out his phone, opens a screenshot from Facebook Messenger, and says, "I'm currently selling something that has been proven to cure cancer. Not sure if you're interested, but I do have a testimonial for you to read." I would not continue talking with that person after they tell me they have the fucking cure for cancer. Jesus Christ, I thought I had finally met a sane person up until then. I asked him if it was that oil bullshit, and he goes, "Yeah," and deadass says there are proven studies about it. I mean, they aren't FDA approved, but they're out there. This is fucking hilarious. I tell him, "No, dude, I literally came here to do calc." He never told me the company, but I think it was something like Herbalife or some shit. Amway tried to recruit me once too, under the presumption it was a startup and needed career services students. I'm not sure what CS means. Computer science, maybe? It wasn't. Hector posts about 100 posters around campus every other week, masquerading as a career website. It's pretty bad. Okay, I don't want this video to be too long, right? But go and check the Twitter thread that I actually will be linking down below as well. That has a bunch of stories from people that were in MLMs or know someone who was in an MLM. And I also have a community post that has a list of people talking about the MLMs that they were in as well. Again, you can also find more information at Anti-MLM on Reddit. There's tons of information out there. But the gist of it is that you should make sure that people are knowledgeable about these companies so that way they don't get duped into giving their hard-earned cash or ruining their liver, putting weird carb inhibitors and fat fighters into their body. Yeah, but it's getting really popular, so definitely do your due diligence and help everybody out. In the meantime, you can help the channel out and help support me by buying edgy merch, which isn't a scam because I'm selling items to you. Or perhaps you can follow me on the social media links down below at FPS Diesel. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Have a wonderful day.